Hey, what's up? So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really fucking annoyed because this is like the third time I've had to record this shit. And like, oh my gosh, man, listen, bruh. If there's one thing I hate about myself, it's the fact that I continuously keep losing track of what I'm talking about. Like, I'll just completely zone out and then I have to restart everything all over again. But, hey, what's up? How you doing? I hope your day is wonderful. Alright, as you can see, I got a fresh ass lineup. Thank you for noticing. You're probably wondering why I got on shades indoors. Listen, I swear I'm not trying to copy quite. Please do not do a copyright civil suit action, whatever the hell on me. I didn't get home until 3 in the morning. I am very tired and I don't need y'all to see these very long bags I have under my eyes. Alright, so you just gotta bear with me until like next week when I drop another video. Alright, but for today, I want to talk about the hood aesthetic. Just in general, all of it, and how it's been so heavily pushed within mainstream hip-hop nowadays and on social media nowadays. And I mean, how I feel like it's such an annoyingly negative component that I feel like negatively affected the music quality within mainstream hip-hop. You know what I mean? Now, am I saying that like, oh, rapping about this and that is like, oh, it's lame and it's dumb, and real rap, oh, conscious rap is real rap, you know, they rap about real things? No, I'm not one of those people. I don't care. Do what you want, right? I just feel like the music quality within the mainstream hip-hop artists that we hear today has been so greatly dwindled because people would rather just repeat the same things over and over about, you know, them doing this and who they're gonna get next and how much money they got. And I feel like that's part of the reason why hip-hop has gotten as stagnant as it has this year. You know what I mean? I haven't heard really any hip-hop project that really, you know, wowed me. I mean, that's kind of just part of the reason why. Like, they're recycling trap beats, they're recycling sample beats, which, I mean, now they're even doing samples of samples now, which is like, oh, brother. One of the main factors that kind of annoys me is just the constant repetitive use of the whole hood and thug aesthetic by rappers who, you know, haven't experienced any of that at all. You know what I mean? You got people like Drake, you got people like Ruby Rose, and you got people like Saweetie who grew up in a nice 2-parent household with a nice little income, you know, in which they could get anything they want, and they had all the resources, and here they are talking about things they didn't do, you know, what weight they were moving, what bodies they were getting. And it's like, dude, you're from Santa Monica, California, dude. All right, I wish, all right, my parents were doctors. All right, can you leave me the hell alone? And I mean, this discussion kind of sparked a trigger because of a tweet I saw involving Ruby Rose, in which they were talking about her new single, Hood Bitch Aesthetic, which kind of tripped me out because the whole time I was thinking, well, what the hell is a hood bitch aesthetic? Your mom is a doctor and your dad is a dentist. Once again, 2-parent household. You lived in a nice neighborhood in a really nice house with a very good income. What are you talking about a hood bitch aesthetic? Do you even really know what the quote-unquote hood is? You know what I mean? Do you even know what poverty is? You know what I mean? I feel like it's just a major spit in the face to, you know, the actual realities of living in those kinds of situations, living in those kinds of neighborhoods, and going through everyday life within those kinds of places. As a dude who did not grow up rich, you know what I mean? I grew up poor, I grew up homeless, and constantly going through a lot of bullshit before I turned 18. I feel like when I constantly hear, you know, a lot of these mainstream rappers who come from these very pretty boy lifestyles and pretty girl lifestyles, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just so annoying, and it kind of makes me roll my eyes sometimes. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? Of course there's rappers out there who've, you know, been through their fair share of work. I do listen to 21 Savage. I do listen to Lil Durk. I do listen to M24. You know what I mean? But then, you know, you got artists, you know, such as Drake, for example, who we all know is a child actor. We all know he was on Degrassi. He was the wheelchair kid, Little Jimmy. We all know that. But yet, you know, here he is blowing up, becoming one of, if not the most commercially successful hip-hop artists of all time, because he was very good about rapping about things that he never really experienced himself. That's like the majority of it. I mean, especially his music today definitely resonates with that. I mean, even with his previous project, For All the Dogs, which I mean was an okay project in itself. He talked very boldly and, you know, very braggadociously, if that's a word. I don't know how to really describe it. You know what I mean? When it's just like, dude, Like, one, Drake, you're in your 30s, and two, dude, like, you came from like the nicest fucking part in Toronto, dude. Dude, you were a child actor. You were like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude? You were on Degrassi, dude. I'm pretty sure you had some pretty solid resources within your career that allowed you to get up to the point that you are now. I mean, let's not forget, Lil Wayne was the one that helped jumpstart your career. You know what I mean?
Call on Astro Black whenever and I'll come bless the cat.
And I mean, it's like, you know, he tries to act like this and he tries to act like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe Drake does have some guys that he has on payroll that really could take you out. Who knows? At this point, I really don't know. Drake has a shit ton of money. But, like, I mean, you're talking like you're the one who's out there. You know, you're talking like you're the one who is on the street pushing weight and this and that. When it's just like, man, dude, like, you probably ate steak dinners, dog. You know what my steak dinner was? It was those microwavable frozen foods, alright? You gotta, you know what I mean? And I mean, when it comes to just even a term of, like, hood bitch aesthetic, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? What does a hood aesthetic mean? Better yet, what does just the term hood even mean to just anybody nowadays in general? Because to me personally, it just feels more like this silly ass caricature of black people in poverty. That's what it looks like to me. Like, oh yeah, it's just all Bloods and Crips hanging about, pointing their guns at the cameraman. And I mean, I'm not saying that shit doesn't happen, but it's like, I feel like that's how, like, mainstream hip-hop, the music industry, and pertains to hip-hop, have kind of made it all really seem, you know what I mean? And it's mainly because, like, the music industry really, like, wants to try and, like, help get a wider audience for said artists. And even when it comes to, like, even, like, you know, the white kids from, like, Ohio who lived in the suburbs who didn't experience any of that shit, not a day in their lives, even they're all like, oh, I'm totally like this dude who, you know, got 7 bodies and was doing this and that and went to jail for 15 years. I'm totally like this guy, you know, just because he made a song talking about it, you know what I mean? And now I get to throw up gang signs out of my Chevy Silverado that my dad bought me because he owns his own construction business. Fuck, man. Sorry if it feels like I'm sitting down a lot. Like I said it before, this is my 3rd take on this shit, bro. I'm so fucking tired right now. Oh my gosh, I need a nap. But when it comes to, like, the hood aesthetic and everything in between, you know what I mean? It's pretty annoying how it's all just been turned into, like, this sort of, like, trendy vibe that the TikTok kids can do a couple of dances to. You know, like, you know, you got these, like, Chads and Brads on TikTok trying to look all fucking nice while they got, like, Lil Durk bumping in the background or some shit like that. And it's like, dude, just stop, man. Y'all doing all these thirst traps, man, to a dude talking about catching bodies. Please stop, man. Like, Tyler, dude, just put your shirt back on. You are not like that. You have 2 loving parents, and you've never even been near people from the projects before, man. Please stop. You know, I mean, like, I remember there was literally a whole viral video trend of, like, these dude bros acting like they getting arrested while having trap music blasting in the background because, you know, they was trying so hard to thirst trap because they think that getting arrested is hot. They think that being like that is like they what? And I mean, it's crazy that people even falling for that shit because it's just like, dude, this is so weird. I don't know, man. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, all of it, it's all become trendy. Like, all just the negative sides of, like, being involved in crime, you know, being a gangster, you know, being a thug, being hard, you know what I mean? It's all just become, like, this annoying little trend. Like, it feels as if, like, it's kind of a necessity, you know, for you to be able to make songs talking about this and that because, I mean, that's what sells. Like, seriously, like, these music execs, they like artists that come from these shitty neighborhoods and have gang beefs. They like artists that have went to jail for, like, catching 10 bodies. You know what I mean? They like artists like that because it's like, oh yeah, that's a more interesting story to tell, and it's gonna appease to, you know, those audiences that only wish that they could be like that. Because let's be honest, you know what I mean? These artists, they gotta buy into it because, I mean, one, they're just a reflection of the reality that surrounded them before they even got up in the music industry. And I mean, two, they also know it's the shit that sells. I mean, well, you know, these poor neighborhoods are, you know, a reflection of what, you know, these kids nowadays want to be a part of, so we got to profit more off of that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where the whole hood aesthetic thing comes from. You know what I mean? To swing back into things, right? Because see, I was about to do it again. I was about to lose my focus. I've been sitting down for too much. My eyes are drooping, baby. You can't see them in these shades, but I am fucked up, right? In conclusion, because I feel like I'm rambling too long and I'm so fucked up right now. I mean, listen, the hood aesthetic, man, it's all dumb. All right, but I kind of get why it happens. All right, it's being pushed so heavily. The music industry knows it's the thing that be profiting. You can't do too much hood, because you might scare the people away. But they know it's what gets the checks. They know it's what cashes checks. Whenever I see these trends and these people making these personalities off of them just listening to a couple of Chief Keef songs or some shit, it's like, dude, get over yourself. You're not like that. You know what I mean? I know I'm not a street dude. I was a poor dude. I wasn't a street dude. We didn't have shit, but I wasn't outside trying to do all that extra shit. I know I wasn't trying to do none of that, right? That's just all it really has to be. You know what I mean? Fuck, maybe I rambled on for too much, man. I'm so out of it right now. I can't believe I had to do this shit 3 times, man. Did I even get to my point? Can somebody tell me if I got to my fucking point? I don't know. Listen, poo poo pee pee, don't listen to Ruby Rose. Saweetie is from Santa Monica, California, and Drake's parents had money and he was a child actor. Goodbye. Well, you guys know the deal. It's time for me to sign off after ranting for 10 minutes on a topic you don't care about. But if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe as well, follow my IG on Twitter, and follow Chocolate on Instagram for more illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time when I go to O Block to prove how hard I am. Peace.